So something I love, and I think we can all agree, is heartwarming rescue videos, right? Something that really sucks though is over the last, I don't know, 3-4 years, there's been ever increasing amount of videos that include fake stage rescues where someone will essentially drive up in their Honda Civic with a box of dogs, drive away, and then pull back up acting like they just found a box of abandoned puppies on the side of the road for views. And honestly, I absolutely fucking hate that. I think it's disgusting. It's an absolutely gross thing to do. And most of the time people in the videos are saying shit like, oh, who would do this? What a demon. Yeah, what a demon. Either way, YouTube decided to push a video in my direction, kind of about a situation that seems to be bubbling over right now, involving an influencer, a turtle, and pet stores. Not a big fan of pet stores. A lot of the time, you see that the pets that they have there, sometimes they're there for a very long time with the bare minimums so that they can just be there until they get sold. Not a very great place for them.
Thought it was dead, but I think it's alive.
What is it?
No, it's definitely moving. They literally threw out an animal. They threw out a freaking turtle. And it's so gross in here. There's nothing we can donate to the dog shelter, by the way. Who would do that? Look at him. He's so scared. And there's poop in there. He probably pooped himself because he's scared half to death. It's 103 degrees outside. There's flies everywhere. Look in there. Show how gross that is that they put him in there. I want to confront them, but at the same time, they're going to take him and probably throw him away.
Well, I mean, you have no idea why they threw him away. Maybe
he's sick.
Or maybe they thought he was. Like,
but still, like, you shouldn't do that. That's really messed up. We can call corporate. He looks so scared.
We could call him, yeah.
That's so... What do we do with it? A turtle? Is it a turtle or a tortoise?
Let me see. It looks like a tortoise. I mean, at least similar to the ones we have here in Arizona.
What are we going to do with the tortoise? I cannot believe they did that.
Big shout out to Marky, by the way, because I can't find this video anywhere else. I go to her socials and it seems like she's deleted anything relating to this subject. Very interesting, but moving on. This video shows what seems to be this influencer that goes by the name Jamie Simpson, has quite a big following on TikTok as well as on Instagram. So she walked up to this dumpster here and she plucked up this poor little turtle that seems to have been tossed away. A little bit of dirt, very nicely placed on top so that you could easily grab the turtle though. That's very, very good. Very nice of whoever threw that turtle away for them to do that. And then she also decides that there's nothing inside the garbage can that is worth grabbing for donations, because the reason why she was looking in there, according to her, was to look for toys, dog toys for donations and dog shelters, stuff like that. Now, I think we can all agree, anyone putting a turtle inside of a garbage can and covering it with dirt is pretty inhuman. And once this video came out, it seems like a lot of people agreed too, because lots of people on the internet are pretty capable and they found the pet store that she was at just based off of landmarks. If you go to Google Maps and you go to the street view, you can even see the exact garbage cans and stuff on the wall, all of that stuff. And this pet store is called Tropical Kingdom. It seems like right after the video, Tropical Kingdom here got a bunch of negative reviews relating to the turtle being thrown away. I mean, that's kind of how the internet goes. When you do something as foul as throw away a live pet, people are going to attack the pet store that allegedly did it. And the way that everything is set up on the video that was posted, it seems like the pet store threw away this turtle.
The turtle is okay. Apparently, all tortoises are also turtles. I'm really close to that pet store, so then I took it down. We are taking legal action because it is illegal to do that to a tortoise here. Tortoises are apparently very protected in Arizona.
And I'm just going to come right out and say, I think that the whole pet store throwing away the turtle is probably a bunch of hooey made up for views. This person most likely put that turtle there, sprinkled a bit of dirt on there, and recorded the thing again for Clout. The whole reason that I say that is because this person doesn't even know where she found the turtle and is planning on taking legal action. It doesn't really add up. And again, I'm trying to tell this story as canonically as I can because everything has been deleted. So the timeline's a little bit rough. There's even a comment here where a person asks for the store name, and she says it's a local store. I posted it on our Instagram account, and people figured out the city we live in. It starts with desert. You honestly could figure it out with just that info. So it's come to light that this store is 20 minutes away from Tropical Kingdom, and we saw the original recording, right? So I also wanted to take a look at the Google Street View. And if you look, it bears a striking resemblance to where that video finding the turtle was recorded. We do end up getting a response from the store. Not before she ends up giving us an update though, and that's one of the reasons why the store ended up responding as well. It's because of the fact that she ended up making a statement that she took this found turtle to the vet, and she ended up finding out that it is a hybrid leopard tortoise. Something that a vet apparently can't really tell you on the spot without actual testing. So the store made a response. We're being slandered by this woman, and here is the proof. We only have 2 leopard tortoises in the store in the last month, and they are still here. I have posted the pics in the response from the people that sold her the tortoise she claims she found in the dumpster. As you can see, they put the dots on the tortoise by the one in their ad. We do not throw live animals away in the trash. Anybody that knows us knows we care and love our animals and do everything that we can to help animals, not hurt them. Well, I fucking hope you don't throw away live animals. I think that that's something that anybody would expect from a pet store not to do, because that would be absolutely disgusting. Just as disgusting as, say, for example, allegedly placing the turtle in the garbage can, covering it with dirt, and then role-playing finding an abandoned turtle. And this is where these guys come in. Balance Tortoise Ranch, home to the original Richard V Ivory Sulcata tortoise. Now, it's very interesting because if you go over to these guys' website, you will see that there is a leopard hybrid hatchling with a little mark on it. Very, very similar to the mark of the turtle that was found. Now, it seems to me like the person that might have sold her the turtle might have been this person. Interestingly enough, it seemed like that to Tropical Kingdom as well, because they messaged this guy. So I'm not sure how many people tried messaging this turtle seller, but it seems like at least a couple of people from Tropical Kingdom did. So as you can see, it was so staged, and it's just so sad so many people believe it. That's referencing to the whole finding the turtle in the dumpster situation. Yes, we shipped that turtles to Jamie Simpson last week. Thanks for the info. This can really hurt a family-owned shop. Can you please respond to her story and video? We responded to your email yesterday asking why you were wanting to know about the tortoise. Now, it's always very important to take things like this with a grain of salt, because things like this can be faked very, very easily. But I don't know, based on what I'm seeing with this next thread here, for example, as well as the pictures from their website where you can see that they have the exact same mark in the exact same spot as the turtle that was found. Now, it's not the same turtle, but it goes to show that that turtle did come from them. So taking that with a grain of salt and coupling it with this, where there's a message from another employee saying, "Hi, I work for Tropical Kingdom and I'm involved in the ongoing situation with the framed tortoise rescue with one of your animals. Is it okay if I connect you with my boss to get information regarding this situation?" And he kind of does end up getting shut down, but also told that if they want to prosecute for slander, they can provide all proof of purchase. Very, very important, especially considering she ended up trying to pull a legal card. Now, I'm not sure of where that legal card currently ends up sitting, and if she actually plans on pulling through with anything like that, because she deleted all videos relating to the subject. I think I might have mentioned that already, but it's very hard to find a single video of this. The only reason that I was able to find as much information about this was because of Marky that ended up uploading it. So again, another big shout out to him. And honestly, the response that Jamie ends up giving is kind of, I guess, disheartening. And it's honestly depressing because of the fact that Tropical Kingdom ended up reaching out to her, trying to resolve things and get her to stop slandering the business in a, civil way. Seems like, as you can see, she responded to the pictures of proof that they know where the turtle came from, as these are not the same tortoise. No, but the breeder as proof of your purchase. I don't know who they were talking to, but it wasn't me. This is disheartening and honestly depressing. And then they go ahead and explain how the breeder specifically marks the turtles and how they recognize the dumpster, that it was behind Tropical King, all of that. So after she ends up getting told off for being pathetic and doing this just for views, because let's be honest, if she did do this, this is absolutely pathetic. She says, I have 3 dogs and 2 toddlers and I don't need to buy a tortoise for fun. So then why is that breeder saying that animal is from them and that you bought it? Maybe they had another Jamie Simpson, but it wasn't me, and this video was taken a while ago. I actually have proof that I was in the hospital for a while in between. Jamie is a Hispanic man's name. Please provide proof of literally anything then, because based on what she says then, there should be time-stamped videos. There should be proof that, hey, this happened well before. And then people can look into it a little more and kind of figure out who's telling the truth. Instead, the response was to just delete everything.
Hi everyone, I just wanted to again emphasize not to comment bad reviews, attack, or go after Tropical Kingdom because I don't think that they were involved whatsoever. The one time I went in there, they were really, really kind, so I don't think that they have anything to do with it. There's also a tortoise that's going around that's definitely not the same tortoise. This page is mostly for disability advocacy and like talking about service dogs. So the last thing that I wanted was for Turtle Video to turn into something that it doesn't need to be because I didn't even want to post it. I don't need views. I have plenty of views on everything else, and I could have posted about my dogs, you know, jumping on the fridge or something. Anyways, don't go after pet stores, please.
So that's pretty much all we know about the situation so far. It seems like her excuse is a Hispanic. Jamie Simpson might have been the one to buy the turtle and drop it off in that garbage can, which then she found while dumpster diving for dog toys to be able to give away and donate, even though it doesn't look like she actually looked very hard inside the dumpster at all. And then after this blows up and becomes an issue and she gets called out by the store, she ends up, again, deleting all of her. It just doesn't look good. It really doesn't. It seems to me like this could have been all set up. Now, another thing that I do want to end it off on is this Tropical Kingdom store isn't a perfect pet store, and I don't think that that exists. Let's be honest. If you do end up looking through their reviews over the last year before this incident happened, there's some pretty crazy allegations as well based on some animals that they sold. And I mean, horror stories like that is kind of why I say that I feel uneasy about pet stores, especially when I think about exotic animals. I have a bearded dragon. That's her little dig box back there. She spends some time in it every now and then just to get some of that digging in. She has a miniature version in her bigger terrarium in the living room. But it took us a solid 4 or 5 months before we actually pulled the trigger on buying Nova because we really needed to make sure we knew what we were doing. We wanted to make sure that we weren't bringing this animal into a home that then just made its life worse, right? And I mean, even after that time, we were learning things as we went. Sometimes issues would pop up that started to worry us, like nose plugs and stuff like that. And you just have to do your research and you have to know what you're doing. You have to care, right? And that's something that I do find is lacking sometimes. That's pretty much it. I just wanted to bring a little bit more attention to this because I definitely want there to be a resolution. I want either side to at least be proven that they are wrong because someone did something horrible here, whether it's putting an animal in the dumpster for views and slandering a business or throwing away a live animal because you A, didn't care enough to check if it was alive, or B, just decided to throw it away. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you guys next time.